What's up? Alright, today we're going to work on something I've neglected for a really long time. We're going to work on the slime farm. So I can't really think of anything else right now that'd be good for an episode, so this is definitely something that people have asked me about quite a bit. Like almost every video I put out, someone says, "Hey, what about the slime farm? We need to work on that." So now is the answer. Okay, so the problems with this one as of right now, these canals here, the big slimes can actually literally walk across this gap, so that doesn't work. There need to be at least three wide, I think. And other problems, you know, obviously the water currents are a problem. The slimes, a lot of them are getting stuck like right here and on the pressure plates, so yeah, a whole bunch of little issues that all whatchamacallit, they all added up to one really, you know, big problem, so to speak. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop up all this water and then I'm gonna start modifying things a bit. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so all the water is stopped up now. The first thing I gotta do is widen these out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I getting screen tearing? What's going on? That's weird. I gotta check my graphics drivers. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are only 6 wide. That'll be fun. So we're gonna make these each 3 wide, or the canals each 3 wide in between all of them. Oh, I forgot there was lava down here. Shit. Okay. And there's lava in there. Awesome. Whoa. Alright, so I'm going to fast motion this part. Alright, we need some sort of like 1980s movie fix-em-up kind of montage, like in Sister Act, where they all band together to clean the town's graffiti or something with like some sort of 1980s music in the background. Yeah, but unfortunately all you have is me. So sorry about that. Gotta get rid of these crazy signs that I did something. I don't even know what I was thinking there, but it worked, kind of. So I need to widen these out, make them 3 wide so the big slimes don't cross over the gaps. And this whole thing's on top of a huge lake of lava, so I keep running into lava every so often. And that's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you're at this this level. You know, the 11th and 12th elevation. That's where lava usually is. And ooh, redstone. So yeah, I gotta widen these out. The spawning pads will be sort of strange sizes, but that's okay. I really don't care that much. It's still all within the slime chunk boundary, so that's okay. I think I have 2 chunks together here, and I think that's all the space. All the space is accounted for, in other words. So these pressure plates were originally there to break up the water streams and have everything flow properly, but obviously I decided to do the typical traditional leveled water channel approach. That'll work much better, much smoother, be no bottlenecks or that kind of thing. So I think that'll work much better with slimes. So yeah, that's about it for this. Alright, so I've widened out all these canals, including the middle, 3 wide, so the big one shouldn't fall in anymore. Okay. Now I have to decide how I want to do this. Well, I pretty much decided how I want to do it. So the problem last time with the pressure plates, I couldn't use stairs to bring up the slimes like you usually do with your traditional canal system. You use stairs so there's no dead zones in the water stream, but slimes can't climb stairs, so I had to use pressure plates to direct the water streams, and that didn't work because they would get stuck on there and then they would get stuck down here, and it was just a complete mess, and I kind of half-assed it. So I'm going to do it properly this time. We're gonna use the traditional method, just dig down 7 blocks, then dig down 7 blocks, then dig down. So that's what we're going to do. But I'm going to have to make these side channels 7 blocks long. Actually, they might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 6. Okay. No, it'd be 8 blocks long. 8 blocks. So they would stop at the edge. Okay. Yeah, and then this one would be right here would be 1 down from this level. Okay, so it should work out just fine once I get that done. And then eventually all the streams will come to this central point and they will stop after 8 blocks. So I'll have to make this end perfectly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think this is where the water source has to start. So I'm gonna have to shift these pads around a little bit. I probably should have done that before, but that's okay. So let me figure out how that's gonna work. So this is how it's gonna work. We have our water streams over here. They move 7 blocks, fall down 7 blocks. Ooh, bit of lag. To the end here, which will be the place where the slimes fall in and die. Whoa. So obviously we can't move slimes upwards with, say, a mob evader, because slimes can't swim like other mobs do. They just get carried along and they fall down. So we're at Y coordinate 10 there. Well, it's actually, I believe that's 9 actually. Yeah, it's 9 right there. Eye level is 10. So that's 9, that's 8. Okay. So they're going to fall down there, and that's where they'll be killed, and the loot collector probably put in that direction somewhere. It'll have to be at least 24 blocks spherically away from these pads, so I don't interfere with the mob exclusion zone. Okay. So what do I have to do now? Okay, I have to go over here, and I have to make sure these pads are correct, in that there are 8 blocks away from the walls, so the water streams do not interfere with each other. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. I don't have to do anything on this side. It's awesome. This side, I believe I'll have to knock back a few blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 2 blocks on this side all the way down. And that's what I'm going to have to do. Then I'll finalize the size of these pads, because right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5. I mean, that's okay. You know, it's not a big deal to have these few pads next to the trap itself be that small. No biggie, really. I'm wondering if I can do the same thing on the outsides too, because I've seen some slimes just get stuck over in the corner and just not go anywhere. So I'll explore that possibility once I knock out the back of the walls there, but this is definitely making progress. Definitely making progress. So it's much better than the old design, and it should work a lot better. So let's see how this goes. So I got these areas knocked out. I moved this side back by 2 blocks on the entire side, and some of the pads are oddly shapen now, but that's okay, no biggie. Some of these are like 5 wide, and the outer ones are, I think, 7 or 8 wide. I have forgotten already, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7 wide and 5 wide. Just the way it worked out. What made it really awkward were these 3 wide canals, unfortunately. So, oh well, no biggie though. It'll work just fine. Now, why did I notice I deliberately made this so this water level is 1 block, sort of not quite below, but you can see it doesn't really match up with this level, and that's on purpose because I didn't want it spilling out this way, because then the water streams get all confused, and yeah, it's bad. So, and I purposely made this 8 blocks long because of this. You can see it ends perfectly at the end. Alright, so I don't need any signs or stairs or pressure plates, none of that crazy shit. Just pure old-fashioned water. And you can see it will deliver them directly where I want them to go. And you really can't jump up there very well, so that shouldn't be an issue. And even if it is, they'll just get pushed back down. And eventually they'll get pushed to the center there, so that's how that's going to work. Same deal on this side. There we go. Cool. So that's how the water currents are going to be set up. And since this is 3 wide now, it should be big enough for the bigger slimes not to be able to cross the pads, because literally they were just crossing right over the sides and they would never fall in because they were too big. So that's the plan. They should hopefully work out. So I need to knock out the rest of the ceiling. Unfortunately, that's going to take a while because of the bigger slimes are suffocating in the ceiling. If the big slimes become a real problem, then I'm just going to keep the ceiling, you know, too high, but you want as many as much chance of a slime spawning as possible. So the big slimes should keep them in. Try to incorporate them into the trap somehow. Alright, so that's more or less what I'm going to do with the farm here. Alright. Yeah, I can keep this on this level. That'll work fine. Okay. And notice this is one stream of water that starts back there. There's no source blocks here. It just continues on. And the same deal on that side. So this should work out nicely. What I'm going to do, I'm going to finish filling these canals, and then I'm going to knock out the ceiling, and then we're going to see how well this works. It should work fine, hopefully. And if not, then I'll do another redesign. But this is definitely a huge improvement over the last one. And I neglected this too long. I probably should have done this ages ago, but oh well, I'm doing it now. So let's see how this one works out. So as you can see, this whole place is filled in now. The ceiling is knocked out, so the big slime should spawn just fine and won't suffocate in the walls and stuff. That's good. All the water streams are working as planned, and all the slimes will fall into this pit. Now, I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I want to see if this all works. And if that works, then I'll start building the trap. So I will head upstairs, get out of the way of the mob exclusion zone, and we'll see if this trap actually works or not. Seems to work just fine. Even the big slime couldn't walk across this gap, so they're all falling in. That dude isn't falling in because the big slime is actually pushing him back out of the way. So if I kill him, he should fall in. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So good, I'm pretty pleased. This thing should work just fine. I don't think I'm going to make the drowning trap this episode. It's getting kind of late here, honestly, so I want to get this video out tomorrow instead of having to push it back into the day. So yeah, I'll make the drowning trap tomorrow maybe, or the next day, and I'll have it in the next episode hopefully. And I'll have to dig some sort of loot collector channel to get away from the farm. I wish there was a way for me to bring the slime balls up to my main base, because unfortunately slime spawn fairly infrequently, even with 2 slime chunks here. So, I know there's a way to do an elevator, but it's a real pain in the ass to do an item elevator. It would take forever to build. I think a better option might be a pressure plate rigged up to a redstone signal system, and when I get slime balls, I'll have it rigged so it hits a pressure plate, and then it plays some note blocks up in the city, so I know slime balls have arrived and they're ready to be picked up. And then I can have a ladder down there just grab them real quick. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's a really good idea, actually. I've heard some people say that slimes can be moved upwards by having them climb ladders, and that I should do that. I'm not quite sure about the efficacy of that, if that's a word. I know it's a word, I don't know if I pronounced it right though. Because some of the slimes get bottlenecked by the ladders. If one slime pushes into another one and they're trying to climb, it's a whole problem. So I think I'll just keep it like this and have the alert system to tell me slime balls have arrived, so I don't have to keep checking it every so often. I think that'll work perfectly. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so to recap, what I did to make the slime farm work again, I widened all the canals to 3 wide, so the big ones couldn't cross over the gaps anymore. Now they fall in and get pushed down just like the other slimes. What else did I do? I fixed the water streams, so it's just a straight drop every 7 blocks now, instead of having signs and pressure plates and all sorts of crazy shit. So you have to design it from the center on out, really, to make it work properly, because you need center, then 8 blocks, so the water ends perfectly at the edge, and then 7 blocks back from that, and 7 blocks back from that, etc. And the sides are 8 blocks, so the water ends at the edge, so it doesn't mess up these currents. So this works pretty well. And some people might be concerned with slimes coming down here, then like jumping over here. As you can see, it's not easy to do, so that's not a big deal. The only way they can do it is if they go into this corner here and then climb up, but then they get pushed right back down anyway, so that's really not an issue. As you can see, I'm having trouble getting back up myself. Alright, so pretty happy with this farm now, and I'll hook up the redstone system either next episode or the one after that, I don't know. I have something really special and cool planned for next episode I think you guys are going to like, so it depends on how much time I have with that. Okay. Very, very nice. And of course, since this is 3 high, Enderman can spawn, but the torches prevent that, so there's no concern about that either. Oh, and make sure you have a 2 high wall at the entrance to the farm, so obviously the mobs can't get out. Okay, so that's what I've done, and I think this is going to be a successful slime farm. So here's something I've been thinking about in my head for several months, ever since I decided to work on the waterworks, or at least have the waterworks underneath the city. I've been thinking of creating a functional water wheel, basically. It wouldn't actually do anything. Maybe it would turn a grinder or something, I don't know. But I mean, of course it would have no practical purpose, but it would be functional in the sense that it moves around, you know. So I started building this, and then Hurricane 99 came over and started helping. Originally I had this thing moving, iterating around in a circle, like, you know, my piston memory systems and the clock and whatnot. But we're trying to figure out a way to make the water flow and look kind of cool, you know. But not working at the moment. I think I can fix this later. But it is an interesting idea, at least. Basically what would happen is this water up here would activate the entire thing. If the water isn't flowing, it turns itself off, and then when the water comes down, it senses it and starts moving. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. But the redstone's fairly simple. It works off a clock generator, sends pulses to all the different pistons, and I could change this however I wanted it to be. I could change it so there's only 1 block gap. I could make 3 block gaps or whatever. But right now I'm just playing around in my head with the various options that I could use. Why are they telling me to look to my right? Oh. Yeah, that's a fair assumption. Drakhl is epic. Yes, yes indeed I am. Okay, so... Damn it. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to keep working on this, or will keep working on this, and try to come up with something. So I want to put it downstairs in the waterworks whenever I finish, start working on that. It'll look really cool, it'll move around and give the place some atmosphere. Probably made out of stone though. Yeah, so I'm going to keep working on this, but this is one of my side projects. So what I'm thinking here is, up top here you see the water gets closed off every so often. So every time this water falls like that, the wheel should make one movement. So it's kind of like when the wheel turns to the right, it dumps a little bit of water, then turns a little bit more, dumps a little bit more water, like it does in real life. So that's a good approximation of how it actually works. And this is the wheel itself, and it will move around. And of course we'll pretty it up and hide all the wiring and that kind of stuff, but I think that's the best way to do it. It will look pretty good. And then I'm thinking about making it turn like a crankshaft underneath or something, and do something. I don't know. Give me your ideas for that, but this is actually a pretty cool project. I like it. So yeah, gonna work on this a bit more. Some people have suggested for the XP farm here that I put lava up at the top with signs, and you know, just sort of similar to what I was going to do with the spider separator, but just lava flowing across the top, so when the spiders try to climb they burn to death. That's actually a really good idea. I wish I had thought of that earlier. But the main concern is they would die without giving me XP. That is a really good sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Stopgap solution. So yeah, I could probably do that. I could probably do that and get away with it and be pretty good. However, I think I'm going to continue with the spider separator idea because it's just a little bit more challenging, a little bit more fun. So, yeah, I think I'll just go ahead with the spider separator. How did that spider get past the blade? Little bastard. Son of a bitch. You see, they fuck with me all day. That's all they do. These goddamn spiders. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead with the spider separator idea. So the idea will be, I probably will reverse this and have the separator on the opposite side. So the water stream will flow in the opposite direction where it is now. So it'll go that way, towards that end. And the ceiling will be the separator itself, and the spiders will get pushed to the side, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but they'll get pushed into another stream, and then they'll come out like, I'll be killing mobs here, and then I'll be killing the spiders. They'll be like up here, kind of thing. So I think that'll work out quite nicely. I don't think we'll have any problems whatsoever with that. I'm sure we'll have problems, but I think it will work, is what I'm trying to say. I think it will work efficiently. I think it'd just be kind of funny to be like, yeah, get some, yeah, get some, get some, get some, you know, that kind of thing. And I'll be able to jump up and pick up their spider eyes and stuff, so that'd be cool. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll get around to doing that one of these days. But for now, I'm going to close this episode and close up this wall because the skeletons are shooting me. But for next episode, I have something fairly special planned. I hope I can get the time to at least complete it to a decent extent, because it's a fairly decent sized project. I'll give you a little preview. I thought of it a couple days ago. It's going to be the Hall of Despair. And let me go to peaceful so that I don't have any annoying noises in the background. It's to be called the Hall of Despair, and it's going to be like a puzzle adventure hall. I don't know if it's going to be actually inside the city itself, or maybe further underground or up top. I don't know. I'll put it somewhere eventually. I'm going to build it just on its own, like freeform for now. And the idea is survive to get to the other side and you get a prize, kind of thing. And it will be quite frustrating. Very, very frustrating to get through. So if you have any ideas for some of the puzzles or some of the traps and that kind of stuff, let me know. Because eventually I would like to make an adventure map somewhere down the road. I'm not quite sure if it's worth the effort to go all that time, you know, that goes into making an adventure map, especially on my own, considering I'm already building the city. But one day I'd like to do that, and that'll be like a sort of a short preview of some of the stuff that would be in that map, and it's just something fun to do, and it will give the city a little bit more flair, a little bit more panache, if you will. So that's going to be really cool, and I already have something very special planned, but it's going to take a while to build. There's a lot of redstone involved, so I'm going to get on that. Hopefully I'll have something for you in a couple days, at least to look at. But yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty busy the next couple days, so I'll try and work on that and get it out in a reasonable amount of time, probably 2 or 3 days from now. But until next time, this has been drakhl, and I'll probably release a new Castaway Island in the meantime. I hope you guys are enjoying that series. I'm enjoying playing it. And I will see you guys next time.